please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Welcome back. Well, just a note of positivity from the markets. India is perhaps one of the best performing markets in Asia. There's Kospi, which is green, 0.25%, but compared to others like Hang Seng and Straits and Nikkei, the Indian index is down, hardly down actually, it's in flat terrain, 0.1 down. So that's perhaps a bit of a positivity. We outperformed the Asian markets on Friday as well, probably because we didn't fall, we didn't rise as much in February, but the important point is we're not falling so much.
And you know what, consumption stocks are once again doing well. So, you know, the likes of Colgate, Britannia, we spoke about Jubilant Foodworks in the morning, for example. That was our stock to watch as well, 2% higher on that stock. So a lot of these stocks right now are making the highs of the morning. So at least that space is doing rather well.
Yeah, speaking of consumption, we have a guest joining us exactly on that. Like we told you, air conditions is what we are discussing. And B. Tyagarajan, Joint Managing Director, Blue Star, Nilesh Gupta, Managing Partner, Vijay Sales have joined in. First, let me start with the industry. So Nilesh, to you first. The Met Department, of course, forecasting a scorching summer. Have you already seen demand increasing for air conditions?
Yes, we are already seeing a demand generating already, and this time if you ask me compared to the last time, we are seeing that demand has already been preponed by a week's time, because the summer has actually set in. The temperatures which were there last year, this year they are definitely 2-3 degrees up. So the demand is definitely picking up.
Okay, demand is definitely picking up. Could you quantify the growth you've seen so far, and what do you expect in the next couple of months?
See, if I see compared to last year, first 3 weeks of March, what we have seen, nearly 5 to 8% growth we have seen in the air conditioners over last year. And this primarily is a very good indicator, because normally the main season will start in April and May.
Okay, well, stay on. We also have the management of Blue Star now joining us. It's launched 40 new models of its inverter split air conditioners earlier this month. B. Tyagarajan, Joint MD of Blue Star, is with us. Mr. Tyagarajan, good morning. Well, for the record, yesterday I switched on the AC for the first time, and I think it's a bit early than we normally would do. But you guess that it's time for good business this time?
Good morning. It is a fantastic time. Actually, we are celebrating. Despite being a GST transition year, the market should end up with around 12% growth. I expect Blue Star to close with 17% growth for the financial year. And my own prediction is that the summer season growth should be at least 20%. The indications are very high. Secondary movement, as Nilesh mentioned, has been good across several markets. Actually, Kerala is the first one to indicate that. Kerala and Tamil Nadu, the secondary movement has started in a big way. So therefore, I think it is going to be a great year for air conditioning refrigeration companies.
What about on the margin front then? Because do you have a lot more pricing power now than you had perhaps say 6-8 months back? Your margins have recently doubled, almost sitting at about 6% margins. You think it could get better?
Margins are, I wouldn't say that it is all that comfortable, but the prices seem to be stable as of now. If the demand is going to be good, I think the prices will hold. We have been under pressure due to the commodity price increase over the past few months. But I do not know which figure you are referring to, 6%. Our operating margins are in the order of around 10.5%. Our outlook is 9.5 to 10.5%. Operating margins, we will look at it. So as of now, I do not foresee any issue with regard to the margins. And I also hope, my dream is that if US and China trade war is going to continue, I think we will benefit from that as far as the pricing of Chinese manufactured components are concerned.
Well, actually, we have an EBITDA margin calculation of 5.2%, which is what Sonia was referring to. But I'll come to the margin in a bit. I just wanted Nilesh to react to the sales number that you are saying. 17% and maybe 20% only in summer. Nilesh, do you also say that you could do 15 to 20% higher sales this summer compared to last?
Yes, we are expecting a growth of a minimum 15% to 20% growth this year. And secondly, not only that, this year we are also seeing, according to the Met Department, the summers are going to be extended. Like we are seeing in June also, if you see, the first week they are talking of little showers, but the entire month of June is showing very high temperatures. So we may have an extended summer, and if that happens, I think the growth can be 20% and above also.
Okay, so Nilesh, which brand is seeing the most salience right now?
Very difficult to point out to one singular brand, but more or less everybody is doing the best. But our top recall brand, if you ask me, it's Voltas, Daikin, Carrier, and even the Whirlpools have started doing very well. The Godrej, all the brands. I think this year, if the things go right, we may have even shortage of air conditioners.
Oh, okay. Mr. Tyagarajan, you know, a room air conditioner business, of course, we spoke about. But what about central air conditioning products? You even have commercial refrigeration. What kind of growth are you seeing in those spaces?
Commercial refrigeration is doing extremely well, driven by ice cream segment or the processed food. Deep freezers and cold rooms witness a growth of around 25%. It was so even last year. Of course, the margin pressure there is much higher. And this particular season, both deep freezers as well as cold rooms are doing exceedingly well. As far as central air conditioning is concerned, I am not witnessing a huge growth in the market, though our order book has been growing significantly. Speed of execution is the issue. Nobody seems to be in a great hurry. So it is basically the consumption story which is driving the growth, not the corporate sector investments at all.
You know what Nilesh is telling us, that we may even run short on air conditioners. Mr. Tyagarajan, if you can respond to that, will that mean you all will have a pricing power? Do you see prices being raised for air conditioners?
I wouldn't be greedy. If the prices are stable, it is fine. I do not think that the prices should go up. I do not see that situation. My guess is that the entire industry would have planned for growth between 15 to 20%. Yeah. Outer limit of 25% growth they will be able to cope with. If the demand is going to be beyond 25%, there may be shortages of certain models. But between the SKUs, you will be able to manage that. This situation I had provided much earlier, couple of years ago also. Our preparation is for a growth of anywhere between 25 to 30% during summer. Okay. Going by the forecast that we have got, I think we will be able to manage during summer season around 30% growth. As you know, we play both in institutional segment as well as residential segment. I think it will be a great year.
All right, that's a positive. Thank you very much, Mr. Tyagarajan and Nilesh, for joining us in this conversation. So someone's benefiting from the summer.
Oh yes, you know, and I think you made a very valid point. Look at the intraday chart of Bajaj Finance. I mean, if you are going to sell so many ACs and are running out of them, in that case, someone's going to finance them as well. Of course, AC stocks have done well. But, you know, for some of these stocks also doing well. But
good time. The chat that we had with Nilesh, he also pointed out that some of these companies are very active, like Bajaj Finance.
Oh, yes, and we all know how well they have done. But Ashwini Gujral and Mitesh Thakkar back with us. Prakash Kaba also joins us in our studios. Ashwini, it's sustaining on the bank Nifty at least. The Nifty is still below 10,000. Your thoughts on how to approach it from here, and what about individual stocks?
See, I think we are getting a nice rally on the bank Nifty, which you can go short on. You know, we are sustaining, but what's happening is that ICICI Bank, State Bank are showing you some traction, while HDFC Bank, HDFC, these guys, you know, Kotak are getting sold into. So probably the market is just holding on, while behind the scenes there is selling, because you have declines at about 900 and advances at about 650. So these sort of, you know, first half rallies often don't sustain. The oil sensitives are really under pressure. So that's where people should look for in terms of ideas. And also, IT is doing fairly poorly today, and certain mid-cap IT stocks like NIT Tech, etc., are now, almost breaking down and getting into, a more severe correction territory. Having said that, individual stocks, HPCL is a sell with a stop of 336, target of 320. Raymond is a sell with a stop of 885, target of 850. And Bata is a buy with a stop of 718, target of 745.
Okay, a couple of more stocks that have been looking good. Venky's once again has topped the charts today, almost 3% higher on Venky's. It's been one of the fastest gainers lately. And
Venky's
some of these
and pizzas, just no stopping them.
Okay, the demand continues over there. Cadila Health is the other one, right? It's not only had brokerage positives, but it's also had has positive fundamental news going. So Cadila Health is up 4%. Mitesh Thakkar and Prakash Gaba are also with us. Gentlemen, morning. Prakash, what would you be looking to buy or sell now?
I have two stocks, both on the long side. I'll go with Intex and Pansonic. It looks good, can climb to levels closer to around 1785 zones. Stop below 1750 on Intex and Bank should be fine. I also like Titan. Titan's running out. Looks like it's climbing to levels closer to 940 zones. Give a day or two for that, and stop below 900 should be fine.
Okay. Yes, Titan looks like everyone's favorite. I think you wanted it in the morning as well. We had two people telling us, both even the F&O guy telling us that Titan is a great buy. Mitesh, I want to first hear your Bank Nifty trade.
Yeah, so Lata, I think, I think we've been saying that 24,000, 24,050 would be a tough level for the Bank Nifty to get past. So anything close to about 23,800 is my shorting chance. So I think we're very much just about 50 points away from there. But I think that will be a good trade to go short. Keep a stop about 24,100 and 23,200, 250 broadly on the downside should be your target. Having said that, I have one buy and one sell call. I have a buy on Bajaj Finserv. Keep a stop below 5,100, look for targets close to about 5,400. And Raymond's remains a sell. Keep a stop at 892 and sell afresh for targets of 850.
Okay, so Raymond is a bit of a consensus sell. Ashwini, a couple of more chart checks with you. Just talking about Bajaj Finance and also on Jubilant Food, which is almost back to its lifetime highs.
See, that is now becoming a kind of a theme. Jubilant, Bata, Titan, and that just shows you what's going to do well this year. Bajaj Finance, maybe it's ACs, maybe it's not, but overall rate sensitives will not have it easy. So if I have to choose between Jubilant and Bajaj Finance, I'll go with the pizza which does not need to be financed.
Okay, point taken. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us with your 10 a.m. trades. Markets, you will have to say the positive is that they are the better performing markets in Asia. But then our technical expert is telling us that he will use it to sell. We'll take a break on that note. We are coming back with the latest commodity market trends. Remember, that's where some of the big cues are emerging for the equity markets as well, especially crude.
Well, today's been a better day for the markets. It's holding on to decent gains. If you're looking at the Sensex and the Bank Nifty, the Nifty is still down. And of course, the mid-cap index is still down and advanced decline in favor of the declines. But a couple of stocks are making highs of the morning. Bharti Infratel, for example, just see that stock intraday. And ICICI Bank is leading the move on the Bank Nifty. So that one right now is at the high point of the morning. But what about the commodity markets? And of course, the Indian opening here. Manisha is here for that. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Anuj. Thank you so much for that. Well, we are building on to gains when it comes to the crude oil prices. Up 6% in the previous week, up 11% in last fortnight is how the crude oil prices have been. And we are very close to those 2018 highs of around 71. And if we breach 71, then we are headed to a 3-year highs when it comes to crude prices. So good going on to this one. Of course, in the Asian markets, we have seen some profit taking after the kind of gains we saw on Friday. So flat opening on your screens, 4,200, 4,260 just about holding in the Indian markets here. The gold and silver prices, while the previous week was a great one for them, you have seen some declines come in Asia for this one as well. And this is after nearly 3% gains that we saw in the gold prices, still holding very close to those 1-month highs. And markets would keep getting cues from the international equity markets, treasury, currency play, etc. So half and half is what is supportive for the gold prices as of now as we trade. 30,800 holding for that one as well. But the real decline really continues for the base metal prices. Iron ore and steel is down nearly 3% in Shanghai. It's 1 to 2% down for the non-ferrous metals like copper, zinc, etc. as well. And that's exactly what's mirroring into this space until there is clarity about the impact that we will see of US import tariffs on many of these commodities in sense of prices and demand. You will see some uncertainty and decline in prices. Also, when you look at the speculative positions, those have continued to decline in sense of longs as well. So if you look at the net short positions, that seem to be really growing in stature, and that's impacting prices too. That's exactly how we have the commodity calls from you as well. Angel Commodities is advising a buy in case of gold. They are looking at prices of 31,100 for today, but the sell calls continue for the metal prices. They have a sell on copper today. 430 is their target for the day.
Thanks a lot for that, Manisha. By the way, while the market is still flat, there are plenty of large cap stocks that are hitting new lows today. Tata Motors is one of them at a fresh 52-week low today. Now, Tata Motors has lost 25% of its value this year. It's been such a dog of a stock. And the other stock is Lupin. Lupin has also hit a fresh 52-week low today. So heavyweights under pressure. We'll keep tracking all this action for you. But for now, Sandur Manganese is the stock on our radar, as there has been an enhancement of their annual production in manganese ore in one of their mining leases. K. Raman, the Director of Finance of Sandur Manganese and Iron Ores, joins us now on the phone line to talk about that. Mr. Raman, thanks so much for joining us. Can you tell us what will this enhancement do to your total manganese ore capacity?
Actually, we have 3 groups of mines. Okay. Devgiri, Ramgarh and Purahalli.
Okay.
Okay. This is actually a Ramgarh mine where our production has been enhanced from 7,400 tons to 32,000 tons. Yeah, these are old mines where we couldn't establish the capacity earlier. We have done it now. Based on that, they enhanced to 32,000 per annum actually. It's about 10% of our overall production, which is already there, 2.6 lakh tons.
Okay. Mr. Raman, good morning. How have the prices panned out, both in terms of quarter-on-quarter and year-on-year?
Prices have seen some uptrend. Actually, iron ore has gone up slightly, maybe 100 rupees. Okay. Up to February, March again there is a reduction because NMDC is price about 100 rupees, 150 rupees. Okay. We are ready to see a trend in the April thing because normally NMDC will announce in April first the either increase or decrease in April. We follow actually the trend because they are the bulk producers in this area. The market goes by that.
Okay. So, if you can just tell us, in terms of volumes, what have you sold so far in both iron ore and manganese ore? And with the enhanced capacity, what kind of volume growth are you hoping to do in FY19?
No, this volume growth will be around, say about 10 to 8 to 10 crores.
Sorry, can
20,000 tons. 20,000 tons will enhance the volume by about 10 crores.
It will enhance the volumes by about 10 crores, is it?
10 crores, yeah, that's correct.
And how much have you sold so far in 9 months of FY18?
We have sold almost about 2.1 lakh tons so far, but this particular increase will not happen this year, this financial year, because the India enhancement has come just now, okay? So that will take you only next year. You'll have the enhancement. This year enhancement has come, but you'll produce it only next year. Because hardly 3 years like that.
Okay. And what will all of this do to your overall revenues for the next year? I mean, the 9 months FY18 growth was very good on net sales and on profitability. But what are you expecting in FY19?
That will be around 600 crores. Current year also is going to be around 540, 550. We already touched 470.
420.
540. And it will be around 540.
Okay.
Probability, if we can give an indication, about 100 plus it will be.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. That's Sandur Manganese. They've done about 420 crores so far in 9 months of this year. They say they'll end with about 520 or so, and then 600 crores is what they're looking at next year in terms of revenues.